Good morning, YouTube. Definitely feeling it today. It's February the 24th, 2026. Low weigh-in today, 101.5, and I am feeling it. We slept like shit last night, probably like 3 hours max. So hopefully I can get a nap in after meal one. These are the days that matter, guys. The ones where energy is low, body's hurting, that you just have to push through, find that next gear, and just get shit done. So we've just wrapped upstairs, as you saw, out on the streets now, hitting our steps. Then we'll go inside, abs, meal one, usual routine. Got pushed today, so I'll take you all along for the ride for that. And it's gonna test us today, but that doesn't matter because we are stronger than our emotions. We have been here before, we know what to do, and it's just gonna be a matter of pushing through the pain, pushing through the fatigue, and getting shit done. So I'll take you along for the ride. We don't miss a beat. Don't think, just do. Let's get it today, team. Alrighty, we are back at the house and we have our morning gut drink ready to go, which is 150 mLs of kombucha, 10 grams of glutamine, 5 grams creatine, 3 grams of taurine, and a scoop of greens powder. So we're going to get our morning health sups in and then get meal one ready, do abs, and then eat. And I'll tell you what, guys, I am fucking feeling it today. So low weigh-in, 101.5, and yeah, like I said, I'm feeling every little bit of it, especially coming off of a rest day yesterday, which is a lower food day. I am rooted. So anyways, let's get the culprits in. We've already done our magnesium and our electrolytes this morning, so we just have a few little bits and bobs to go in with this drink before we do abs. So usual culprits. We have our omegas, 3 capsule of omegas. Driven Nutrition's Axis, which is the GDA. D3K2, 2 caps. Multivitamin, 1 cap. Empagliflozin, prescription med, 1 tablet. And zinc picolinate, 50 milligrams, 1 tablet. Down the hatch with that bad boy. Oh. And then finish off the rest of this green ass drink. If it's green, it's got to be good for you, right? Oh. Whew. Tell you what, definitely needed that caffeine this morning from Mike Pearson's Dialed Shred. This one is the Strawberry Clouds flavor, which is great. Definitely got me through that 40 minutes on the stairs. And while I was out on the streets walking too, fucking hell, just legs like lead, I'll tell you that much. So plan today, extra carbs going in, mostly from honey. This bad boy here, probably end up doing the whole container of that, which will be an extra 400 carbs. And that is the morning gut drink done. Let's start preparing meal one, so that way we can put it in the freezer, do our abs, and then hook in. Cream of rice, made yesterday, 150 grams of blueberries, 100 grams cream of rice, 20 grams of whey protein concentrate mixed into that one. Now we get our drip, which we made yesterday, which was the mint chip, which is in the fridge. Oh, nice and thick. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she definitely thick. Give it a good stir, because it does develop like a skin on the top overnight, which might sound gross, but trust me, this is going to fucking slap. Oh, I love the smell of mint chip. All right, into the cream of rice bowl. Oh yeah, look at that. Get all that into there. Every last remnant, because we do not waste protein in the Lachlan household. And I apologize to you guys today if I sound a little bit deflated. Like I said, I'm just struggling a little bit, but that's what you get when you're almost 6 weeks out of a bodybuilding competition and your body fat is very low. You feel like shit, but as they say, the worse you feel, the better that you look. And plan for today is push day at the gym, so I'll take you along the ride for that. And other than push, we do our usual client business. And then at around 3-4 p.m. we'll be able to relax after smashing out check-ins and programs for clients. So as usual, whey drip bowl, 125 grams of pineapples going into that. This is going to go in the freezer while we do our abs to get nice and cold. Trusty pineapple container with pineapple already cut into soldiers. So all we need to then do is slice it up. $86 grams, 120, 125. Bang on. Look at that precision. All right, pineapple back in the fridge. And this in the freezer. Okay, lastly, as you all know, 4 corn thins, which I'm going to absolutely drown in honey after I have done my abs. 4 of those bad boys. Plate it up. Rubber band back on to seal these bad boys. All right, now we get into abs, and I will see you for the next clip, which will most likely be me showing you the finished product of meal 1, and then after that, pre-workout ritual, and see you at the gym. All right, guys, let's get it. All right, just finished up in the sauna, as you have seen, showered, got ourselves dressed and ready, and we're just out now getting out our second lot of steps. We've already done a block of work. We've got client check-ins ticked off for the morning, and after we finish these steps and get in our pre-workout meal. There's going to be another few more check-ins from some of the boys to get through. So once we then do them, we're going to do the pre-workout pills and potions, and then we have push on the cards later this morning. So thank God it's only push. I enjoy training push, and it's not too physically demanding because I slept like absolute fucking shit last night and I am feeling it a little bit. So push on the cards, and I'll take you through that session and whatever else I decide to take you through for the day. So I will see you all for pre-workout meal, which I will show you, and then in the kitchen for pre-workout drinks. All right, guys, just in the kitchen, we have our pre-workout meal pretty much prepared. So I'll show you what that is. We've got 500 grams of bassa raw weight fish in there with 60 grams of rice that I cooked up this morning. We've got 150 grams of beetroot, 4 corn thins, and we're going to add 100 grams of honey to these and on top of that. So that is the plan. So we're going to devour this meal, then we're going to get our drinks and everything ready, which I will show you. And then it's going to be time to go and train some motherfucking push. Yeah, baby. All right, so pre-workout meal has been consumed. It's time now to prepare our pre-workout drinks and our intra-workout drinks. I'll show you what we got going. So our intra-workout is going to contain 70 grams of Novo Drive from Driven Nutrition, which is going to give us 50 grams of carbs and 10 grams of EAA. Along with that, we're going to add an additional 20 grams of EAAs to the intra-workout with the Trained by JP MPS Max blackcurrant flavor. We're going to add 5 grams of creatine to that into the intra-workout. We're also going to add a bit of taurine as well. Then pre-workout, we're going to go with a scoop of Final Form. All right, that'll give us about 250 milligrams of caffeine. We're going to go about 2 scoops of the pumpage here. All right, it's going to give us a great pump. It's got a citrulline formula and pump formula and all that kind of stuff in it. Blue slushy is that one. And we're also going to put some electrolytes in the pre-workout as well, as some taurine and another 5 grams of creatine. So I'm going to get all this together and then show you the final product. All right, pre and intra workout is ready. So intra workout here, as discussed, 50 grams of carbs, 30 grams of EAAs, some taurine, some creatine. Pre-workout, just in here. Along with that, we are going to take a methylene blue, a Dopa Drive, SLU, and the trusty can of Monster, along with a couple of Zins as well. So that is the pre and the intra workout stack. Now that we've got all that ready together, we're going to do a couple more client check-ins and then we're going to head to the gym for push. All right, gang, it is time to head over to the gym to train push. But first, we are going to shove one of these into our lip. These are actually 13 milligrams. So let's see if the name lives up to the name. Gives me a cardiac arrest or something. Flavor is apple. All right, and first sip of the day, the life-changing sip. Oh, fantastic. All right, let's hit the road, go to Genesis, get this push session in. All right, we have arrived. Time to put my shit away, lock the fuck in, and get to work. All right, team. Today we started off the push workout with a single arm side raise with the cable. Now, where a lot of people get this exercise wrong is they actually lift their arm directly out to the side. what you want to actually do is have your arm in the frontal plane. So as you can see here, my arm is up and out at about 45 degrees in front of me. So that is going to line up the medial delt fibers better with the line of pull that you're trying to achieve. If you go straight out to the side, what you're going to find is, one, it'll probably feel like shit. Two, it'll feel like there's a heap of trap involvement. And three, you're probably going to end up feeling it a lot in your front delt as you externally rotate your upper arm to maintain that that arm adduction, essentially. So we managed to do 3 sets of this one here. We only filmed 2, mainly just because a fella started using the other side when I was going to go film the 3rd one, and I didn't want to put the camera in his way and basically just, you know, make him feel awkward, which I think is important when it comes to filming inside a gym. So after 3 sets on the side raise, we moved on to this plate loaded Nautilus press. Now, I was feeling pretty crap going into this session, and I wasn't too sure how this was going to go, but we managed to match reps quite easily on this one here. So 2 sets of 5 with the machine fully stacked, which is, like I said, matching my all-time best on this anyway, which is great for less than 7 weeks out. So as you can see, that movement is very hard on the lockout. We then moved into a weighted dip. Now, I actually PR'd on this movement today, which was awesome. Once again, whenever you go into a session and you're feeling a bit, you know, tired and feeling a bit shitty, it's always a nice surprise to actually feel really strong when it comes to the movement. So we managed a set of 11 and then a second set of, I believe it was 10 reps. Now, as you can see here, I paused slightly in the bottom just to try and get a nice little stretch on the chest. And then I drive up with my pecs, shoulders, and my triceps. So I'm not necessarily trying to bias any one muscle. I'm just trying to basically use all of the muscles because, hey, I want bigger everything. We then moved into this free motion fly, which I love because you can set the cables, not only adjust them height-wise, but you can adjust them in terms of how wide they go. So the more adjustments a machine has, the more you can make them fit your body a little bit better, which means that you can then make a movement feel a little bit better. So the way I have this one set up, I have recorded all the settings because it has like a number and a letter on the little slot settings that you can set the height and the angle and everything to. So I make sure to note that down in my notes, which you guys should also be doing. Whenever you set a machine up, take note of what the settings are on the piece of machine, just so that when it comes back to using that bit of equipment again, you have the ability to then replicate that movement exactly how it was the time prior. Because if you don't write it down and you forget, you know, you could be changing the resistance profile of the movement by not having the machine settings set up exactly the way they were, which means you might get an extra rep or you might get one less rep and you'll be wondering why. You'll be like, this is weird, like this feels harder this week or it feels easy this week. So it's always very important to note down your settings on pieces of equipment and then replicating that week to week. So as you can see here, 2 sets on the cable fly, and that was pretty much all the pec work for today. Pecs and shoulders and everything looking nice and grainy. Certainly don't really have any body fat to come off now. Then after that, we moved into a lying cable side raise. Now, I PR'd on this movement as well, which was awesome. I was definitely dragging ass at the start, but by the time I got to about this point in my training session, I was flying. So you can thank all the stimulants for that one. Second set just here. Once again, making sure that my setup is the same week to week, noting down the cable settings, the height, the width, and even things like coming down to using the same handles can be important as well. All right, after that, we moved into 2 sets of overhead cable rope extensions. Not much to say about this one here other than the fact that you want to make sure you're getting a nice stretch at the top of the movement when your elbows are bent. I like to do that by making sure my elbows remain flared, and I actually flex my bicep when my arms are behind my head to really stretch out that tricep. So 2 sets on this one here, finishing the triceps off. They don't need a ton of volume on this day because they already get hammered on the dips and the Nautilus press, because the Nautilus press is really hard at lockout, which fries my triceps, and dips obviously are quite tricep heavy as well. So Once we finished up this second set of tricep extensions here, we then moved on to a rest pause set of dumbbell side raises. So when the clip shows up, we basically just grabbed the 10s and we went to failure 3 or 4 times. So we repped it out, kept going until we basically couldn't move the weight anymore, had a little bit of a rest just by letting our arms hang down by our side, and then going again and just repeating, like I said, 3 or 4 times until my side delts were absolutely and completely smoked. Side delts are definitely one of those muscles that can just take a hammering volume-wise. So, you know, if you ever feel like just throwing in and spamming lateral raises at the end of your session, I really couldn't imagine that they would affect your overall fatigue management a whole hell of a lot. So it's not uncommon for me to do 5, 6, maybe even 7 sets of side raises in a session. Like I said, simply just because you're just not going to build that much fatigue from them. So finished up here, and then it was time to get in the car and go. All right, guys, we have just done finishing up our push session. Actually turned out to be an absolute cracker of a session. I know this morning I was saying I was feeling tired and a bit beat up and worn out, which I was and still am, but it just goes to show that even on the hard days, you still need to show up, because you never know, you could surprise yourself. Today I was actually very strong. My pressing was up on all movements. I hit a PB on weighted dips. Even my side raises on the cables were all up performance-wise from last session. So yeah, goes to show, guys, like I said, even if you feel like shit, you still got to show up, still got to do the work. In fact, if anything, the days that you feel like shit are the important ones. They're the ones where you really need to just dig your claws in and just get shit done. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to sink my teeth into a shitload of honey and corn thins and cream of rice. And then I'm going to do some more client work, upload this video to YouTube, and then I will be chatting shit to all my clients and friends for the rest of the day. So thank you all for watching and following along, and I'll see you all for tomorrow's next vlog. So peace out, love your life, live it to your own standards, and I will see you all then.